Hi, I'm Nate Gilbert, attorney in San Antonio, Texas, and I want to touch a little bit on professional associations. So professional associations are much more like corporations than their sister counterpart, the PLLC, Professional Limited Liability Company. A PA is going to be very limited in who can form a PA, whereas in a PLLC, you can form it if you have a professional license issued by the state of Texas. In a professional association, it's much more limited to specific professions, so doctors, physicians, that kind of thing. A professional association is going to look much more like a corporation than an LLC. So you're going to be required to have minutes of annual meetings. You're going to have a board election, so you're going to be run by a board of directors, and the default tax classification is going to be either a C class. You can make it a C class tax election or an S corp election for a professional association. Whereas in a PLLC, you're going to be looking at pass-through taxation to the members themselves, or you can make that S corp election to be taxed as a corporation. Regardless, professional association is going to look a lot like a corporation, but your individuals in the professional association are still called members. Now, these members are limited to actual practicing professionals that are within those professions, whereas in a PLLC, you could have another PLLC that renders the same services as the other PLLC be a member of that PLLC. So you can have corporations as members in a PLLC, but not in a professional association. A professional association is going to be appropriate in certain circumstances where we have a larger practice or a practice that might be attached to another practice. We want to maintain strict corporate formalities and have an actual board of directors and overseers on that. Now, the similarities are that you're going to have restrictions on operating agreements or bylaws that would infringe on one professional's ability to practice. So like in a joint practice where there were multiple professionals, one person or professional in the corporation or the professional association is not going to have the ability to direct the practice of another professional in that entity. PLLC is going to have a little more liability protection when it comes to the malpractice of another member of the PLLC versus professional associations not going to have that statutory protection. Each is appropriate in certain circumstances, like I said, where corporate formalities are a little more important. We might want to lean towards professional association. If it's a smaller practice, privately owned, independently run, a PLLC might be appropriate in that instance. And again, we want to look at joint practices and eligibility for both entities. Regardless of what you're considering, we can figure out which one is more appropriate, whether it's a professional association or a PLLC. There are advantages to both of them, and we can help figure that out with you.